The last may not have been heard about the Chibok schoolgirls who were abducted 9 years ago. Now, troops of Operation Hadinkai in the northeast have rescued 16 girls who were among those kidnapped in April 2014. The girls, who are now women, were rescued on Thursday and presented by the theater commander of the Joint Task Force, Major General Ibrahim Ali, who hinted that his men employed both the kinetic and non-kinetic strategies in the operation. Our hearts would always go out to the girls until the last one returns home. Yusuf.
I'm happy you call them, women now, because
they're now women.
I hate to hear the word Chibok girls, because sadly for us as a country, they must have become women, even multiple times.
It's not a sad thing.
No, it's a sad thing. It's a sad thing, because that's not
against
the way,
their wish.
That's not the way any woman, anybody's daughter will want to be. So it's so sad for us, because we failed them. Nigeria as a country failed them, from dormitory to where are they now? In the forest. So
in the forest,
and despite change of government, many of them are still, yet to breathe the air of freedom.
I think 16. There were supposed to have been 96 of them left.
97. 97
minus 16.
96. 36 now.
We now have 96 remaining in the country. We have 96.
Minus this 16.
180 has been released so far. So 96 remains. There are 276 in now.
Okay.
And
it
is so sad that almost 10 years after, they weren't taken to Cameroon, they weren't taken to Russia, Ukraine, or they are within Nigeria. You get my point? It's a very sad commentary on the state of Nigeria as a country, because Nigeria failed them. Various leaderships, failed them. Goodluck Jonathan, the government failed them. This government has failed them as well, because having spent 9 years in captivity, because where they are, it's not free. So what has happened is that we failed them as a country. These ones that are out, we have no proof to be able to establish were they originally part, or what they told the security. Because if the security agencies were able to locate these 16, then what stops you from the remaining 90?
But it depends on their locations.
It's within Nigeria.
I know.
Is Nigeria too big? Don't tell me about their location. One soul is big enough. We're talking about 90-something. We have the military, we have the police, we have the DSS, we have... If we want...
But Tunde, it is not that easy. It is not.
We know it is not easy.
Yeah.
But if your child is involved, that statement will not come from your mouth. It is not that easy. You need to empathize. Be in the position of those whose children are in captivity. You will know. You will never say that. Our country failed them.
Yeah. Tunde, and we were told that one of the girls, women now, was a cameraman to the late Shekau, and moved from Shekau to another husband.
Well, what it means is that in the last 9 years, they have actually reorientated the ladies to be of use to their motive. Because if ladies can be captured, they were secondary school girls when they were captured 9 years ago. So they have gone through a series of reorientation and training to fit into the agenda of those who captured them. And for fear of being killed, the ladies will have surrendered themselves to that thing. It's unfortunate that they are now women. But one thing that remains to be seen is that because those people who did the operation were Nigerians, it makes it more difficult to get them. I disagree with Akunle that because they are in Nigeria. Because number one, the government has a responsibility to ensure that they were set free without being killed. And you know that by the operation of these people, they will have scattered them different places. So it is not a question of the like the 1996 operation in Iraq that American forces just went to a place and got all those people out alive. But this one, they know the intelligence of Nigeria. I think it is a failure of intelligence to be able to know where their location is. And for this 16, don't be surprised that it is an internal work. The Boko Haram people might have been tired of holding them. Anyway, most of them have had children. There are some of them that have 2 or 3. So it is a failure of intelligence on our part. And it is not impossible that they were deliberately released in court by these people who haven't been tired of them because they still have 96 in captivity. Those of them that are probably 9 years old or 10 years old when they were captured, they will now be 19 years old. They are still needed. So, but the bottom line is that how come they were released exactly 9 years? They were captured April 14, 2014. I know that they were released last week. That is 9 solid years. So they were allowed to go when they were tired of them. That is just my own submission. It's not as if our security forces are special.
A terrorist can be tired of a captive?
Well, if you can secure the release of 16 at a go, then there's something is fishy. If you can secure the release of 16, about 17 of them managed to escape one way or the other. That one is, you can explain that one. But to get 16 released, well, something is fishy. So that's why I said it's a question of a failure to get proper intelligence.
Yusuf talked about failure of intelligence.
Intelligence, yes. Because if we get our intelligence right, like I said, it was an insider's job. Those who did this thing, they are Nigerians. Like we have always been saying here that they understand the operations of the Nigerian military and the Nigerian security forces. But our security forces were not able to understand their own operation. And that is where the intelligence failed. If you get the proper intelligence, then we should be able to have located them 9 years ago. But unfortunately, those people know the operations of the Nigerian military. The Nigerian military could not know the operations of those people.
Sometimes you don't want to go there, but you go there not because you are trying to make a point. They were captured April 14, ferried into captivity, and it took all of 19 days. 19 days before the government of the day agreed that they had been ferried into captivity. You think the 19 days would have changed everything?
There were a lot of conspiracy theories at the time. Don't
Around
forget.
It.
And up to today, nobody has been able to come out with the entire truth. All you had were fragments of, lies,
theories, and there,
all those things. You get my point?
Yeah.
And that was it. Let me tell you, many of the big guys in Nigeria today, in the military, in politics, in business, are sympathizers of Boko Haram. So it makes the work even more difficult. Many of our big men, clerics, whatever they call themselves, go into this so-called forest that some people are able to go to, mingle with criminals, come out and give us this and that. So you have sympathizers in the civil society, in the security forces, everywhere.
It begs the question of what statement are those sympathizers trying to make?
You see, the way you need to understand Nigeria for who we are. The section of Nigeria where this problem is massive, the way people live and relate there, you need to understand. Come to the south, it's a different thing. So when you say, okay, some people call them freedom fighters, the ones who call Boko Haram. Some people said, give them amnesty. Is it not in Nigeria? And they have freedom of expression and freedom of speech to talk. So that is what I mean. So when you go into our security forces, you go to the civil populace, go everywhere, they have sympathizers. So do you know how many soldiers that were lost in this, in the course of this insurgency war? So the military, has a solid plan. They want to move, and right from within their ranks, somebody will be giving information to the criminals that they are on the way and there will be ambush. You wipe up. How many solid, brilliant, gallant soldiers we have lost?
Today, because we must go to our next story. Are we damned
Well, something like that. If a group of people can successfully hold to ransom 276 young girls who have today become ladies and women, it's a failure of us as a country and as a government to
collective
protect.
failure.
Collective failure of everybody to protect our own. First thing that government will do in Europe and US is they can put $1 billion on the life of one person. But Nigeria is a country that has progressively reduced the worth of its citizens by lack of security to guarantee them security. Because the life of a citizen is worth more than the life of many others. But Nigeria is a country that has failed over the years to guarantee, to put a premium on the life of a citizen.
All right. Journalist Hangout with the hearts of those of us on Journalist Hangout will go to the families directly concerned, and we wish the last girl or woman amongst them will come home alive.